If you think of marketing as something separate from selling, then you're not going to get as much benefit from it. And here's why. By the time you get to sitting across from someone or being across from them on the phone and talking to them about engaging you, you want to have as much of this groundwork done as possible so they know really what they're getting into before they get to you. Your most precious commodity is time, right? I mean, you can pay money to do a lot of things, but one thing you can't get more of is time. So by the time someone is talking with you, you want to have them be screened and vetted and positioned correctly, because to waste an hour on a, quote, consultation where really the outcome is not going to be more likely than not you're going to be engaged is extremely expensive. It's expensive in your time and your frustration and your prep, and it's demotivating when they don't engage you. So the more that you can bring forward all of the things that that the people need to know about you from your sales process and extend it into the marketing process, the more you're doing this education stuff before they even get to you in person. And I'll give you some examples from stuff that you've probably seen from me. For most of the people on this training, live now, you received emails from me for a long period of time before we talked. And that's not an accident, right? You got to understand who I was, and I tried to give you as much value as possible because I'm trying to create a relationship before I can actually talk to you in person. Because frankly, there will be people in any marketing funnel, in any marketing sequence, who are not a right fit. And the more that you can vet, you can screen those out, and you can vet those people on an automated basis before they get to the point of where we are today. You and I have this relationship here. We're going through this together because I know each one of you is a good fit for what I'm doing. And there are a lot of people who aren't, and that's okay. But for a lot of those, you want to screen them out so that once you get to that point of actually having interpersonal contact, you know it's going to be a good result. So think of it as a continuum always. The sales is one more step in the process of taking someone from stranger to being a client. Okay, and marketing should, and if it's done right, shoulder 90% of the burden of that. Now, the sales is very important because that's the conversion mechanism. That's the thing by which you turn a client, turn a prospect into a client. So it is essential. So that's why we talked about that last time. But really, marketing should shoulder most of the burden. And the good thing about that, the good thing about dedicating this time to really understand marketing is that it has enterprise value. Okay? Because the marketing process is something that if you sold your practice, it could stay in place, continuing to gather potential clients, gather leads, and then nurture them over time to become clients, right? So that is part of a machine. And who wouldn't want to buy a machine that you put a little bit of effort or money in the front of it and out pop clients at the back? That's the most valuable thing to be able to sell to another lawyer if you're selling your practice. So really, there's a huge amount of enterprise value in being able to do that. So that's why the marketing really should shoulder a huge, huge amount of that burden.